Hello guys, and in today's YouTube video we're going to be going over my thoughts and first impressions of the new competitive ranked division that was added to Destiny 2 only a day ago. As I'm recording this, will be 2 days ago when this gets uploaded. And I'm not writing a script for this because I kind of want to just go off the top of my head here and just kind of give you guys my raw thoughts and feelings on this. And to start, I'm going to say that I find it to be very underwhelming in a lot of respects. Obviously in terms of the ranking up process, it's, you know, you're capped at 10,000, so there's no way to go further than 10,000. And in terms of the fact that, like, once you get to 10,000, there's literally nothing. Like actually nothing at all. And I don't understand how they could release this like with nothing. I honestly, in terms of the rewards, there's almost less than there was previously, because previously you could at least kind of use comp to like min-max with powerfuls, which actually is extremely useful if I'm being honest. Like that can be very clutch to have those powerfuls, and not having those powerfuls is definitely going to make power leveling a little bit more difficult, in my opinion, or it's going to make power leveling a little bit longer, because I don't know, for me, I would probably play comp with my third character and like quickly boost through with my pinnacle weapons equipped or whatever. And I don't know, in terms of the rewards there, that's kind of underwhelming. I think, you know, obviously I know we're going to get cosmetics and stuff like that in the future. But I mean, I guess I can't blame them for taking out the powerful rewards, because, you know, I feel like comp is a lot harder now, honestly, and probably a good thing that we don't have those powerful rewards, because like casual players going into comp to get powerfuls, which I assume most of them don't do, because I feel like most casual players probably are not like hardcore power leveling as efficiently as possible, like min-maxing to the maximum to get the most out of their power level. I feel like that's probably not what most casual players are doing, so probably not that big a deal. But on to the next thing. Now that I've talked about the reward system, also there's no leaderboards. The next thing that kind of is underwhelming to me is the fact that there's no rules, and that you're kind of just able to play the game however you want. Like, it's just unadulterated Destiny 2 gameplay, which isn't very competitive, honestly. And what we've seen as a result of there being no rule set, or, you know, no ban system, or just like some way to regulate and kind of refine and make a more hardcore PvP experience, we see like the most goofy, overpowered Mario Kart FPS loadouts coming to the forefront. Like, now we have Sighted Shoot-Through Shield. Before that we had Capri's. Before that we had Omni. Before that we had Renewal Grasp. And before that we had, like, I think it was DMT and Stag, I think, were the goofiness at that point in time. But I really think that, you know, comp could benefit from a system where, you know, you're not able to use one, you have to use one of each class, so you can't have duplicate classes, potentially making it so you can't have duplicate subclasses to kind of balance, because what you see right now is just 3 Thunder Crash Arc Titans, all shoot through shields. And it would be nice to have that kind of linear experience that, you know, kind of makes you have to pick. So like, you have to pick, all right, I'm going to lock in as a warlock here, or I'm going to lock in as a hunter, or I'm going to lock in as a titan. Obviously, in terms of matchmaking, this is probably not ideal, because I mean, honestly, a big part of the population plays Hunter still, even though Titan is definitely the best right now. And, you know, it most likely is not realistic. I think it might be, I don't know. It's just like concepts, because I feel like Destiny's PvP as it is not competitive, and honestly, like, isn't enjoyable. And unfortunately, you know, we're not going to be getting changes to the airborne effectiveness system till Lightfall. Sorry, I'm very tired. I've not slept much after we got the world's first Ascendant. I will be getting sleep after I record this video, but and it would be nice for them, like I said, to just make a more hardcore, down-to-earth, like, competitive PvP experience, because honestly, I feel that Destiny can be that. Like, I've referenced it in another video when I talked about, like, the comp rework before it had launched, and I said the same exact thing here, where it's like, you know, you make it so it's one class, one subclass per person, and you can't have duplicates. So you can't have a duplicate, you know, a Void Titan and a Void Warlock, or a Void Hunter and a Void Titan, or like an Arc Titan and an Arc Warlock. Like, you know, you can't You can't have two elements of the same on your class or on your team, and everyone has to be one class. And then instantly, right off the bat, that like your team instantly starts thinking like, hey, how do we want to play this comp? Like, do we want to use the Bubble Titan and, you know, the Blade Barrage Hunter on Solar, and then, you know, the Stasis Warlock? Or do we want to do the Void Warlock and the Arc Titan and the Solar Hunter? Or, you know, perhaps Solar Warlock and then Stasis Titan and Arc Hunter? You know, my point is like, before you even go into the game, you're already thinking about how you want to play the game. Like, already it's something that's being thought about, and, you know, teams could potentially find combinations that work well with those subclasses in terms of like their supers or anything like that. And it would make all of the gameplay, I think, way more interesting. Obviously a meta would arise from that, but ultimately it would make the gameplay more interesting, and I think it would be beneficial if executed properly, and I think it would be a more grounded, more competitive experience a lot of people would enjoy personally. And, you know, moving on to the ban system, I think certain exotics like Titans just shouldn't even be a thing. You don't have to balance it, just get rid of it. Like, in competitive, there, in my opinion, there should be certain weapons, certain exotics, certain abilities, perhaps, like maybe storm nades just altogether are not allowed, in my opinion. Perhaps you just cannot use storm nades in competitive. But like I said, these are just brainstorming ideas. I feel like this would be a better, what I'm suggesting would be a better experience if executed properly, and would actually feel like a competitive mode, whereas like right now, the competitive mode we have just feels like, I make number go bigger and I play game. Like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like, it just feels like normal Crucible, you know? Like, it's not like, okay, I'm gonna go play ranked. It's like, okay, I'm gonna just play some Crucible and make the number go bigger. I don't know if that makes any sense, or I'm explaining that as good as I could be, but I just feel like they could do so much more and have so much opportunity to make it such a better, or a much better experience. Sorry, I'm very tired once again. And then on to the ranking. The ranking, once again, like I said, it sucks you can't get past 10k, and honestly, the rate at which you gain and lose points, especially at the higher ranks, is really confusing, and I almost think it's bugged. I think the ranking might be bugged just like indefinitely, like at any point in time, but I don't know that for a fact. And obviously the longer the comp is out and the more people play, the more we'll learn about it in terms of those things, because, you know, I literally played for 13 hours, and, you know, that's my experience, but, you know, over time more people are going to play and put more time in than I did, and, you know, we'll get more information about that. So I think honestly it might be worth, at the end of games or after games, when you look at the Carnage report, finding a place on the scoreboard to tell you why you lost a certain amount of points, or why you gained a certain amount of points. So like, if you gain, let's say you gain 200 points, it's like you get like plus, it's like it tells you, you know, you got this much point, you got like 10 points for player elimination, you got, you know, 20 points for performance, you know, etc., and then there's a total. So like, for example, in COD, once again, you know, at the end of games, there's like operators defeated, caches looted, POIs for DMZ, I guess, AIs defeated, and it gives you a total. It gives you all of the tallies, basically explaining how you got that XP and how much you got and what the exact total was. And I think that would be very beneficial for the comp playlist, as I find, as myself and many others that have played it find it to be rather confusing and not really make a lot of sense, and honestly it seems bugged. So altogether, I think that comp, the competitive rework, competitive ranked division rework, was a good thing to the game, or was a good addition to the game, sorry. And I think that, you know, I know they're going to build on it. Like, I know this is not it, and they have plans for it, and this is just like a rough draft, I guess. But based off the rough draft we have been given, it is a little underwhelming, and I think a lot of people feel that way about this season in general, that we are finding ourselves in. The season of the Seraph, I believe it's called. I've like barely played any. I think I've done the first story mission, and that's it. So I'm like way out of the loop here. I'm gonna be grinding more of that on my Titan, because I'm power leveling for trials, obviously. I'll be grinding all that very soon. Have more of an opinion on the seasonal content, but I've seen opinions on Twitter about it, and people don't seem too pleased. But Anyway, I think I'm going to end the video there. In the video, we covered, once again, the ranking system, cosmetics and rewards, and kind of just the premise of the comp and the fact that we don't have a ban system and, you know, my opinions on everything ultimately. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate all you supporting me. Thank you very much. It means a lot. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.